Good morning, good evening, good day, and just simply hello, guys. Hello. Today we're gonna review Momodora Moonlit Farewell. I think a trap that we gamers often fall into is comparing one example of genre with all the other various familiar within. It's understandable thing to do, but sometimes it prevents us from appreciating a game for what it accomplishes. So instead of starting this review of Momodora Moonlit Farewell by talking about other recent Metroidvanias, and I'm only going to compare it to the least entry Momodora under the Moonlight. There are actually 3 other games in the series as well. Throughout I haven't yet had a chance to check them out quite yet. Thankfully I got a strong enough reference point from exploring Momodora that I can confidently say not only is Moonlight Farewell the final game in the series, but it's also the best I've played. Much like the last game, Moonlit Farewell offers an engaging experience from the get-go, with all of your core combat technique ready from the beginning. Unlike the last game, this adventure takes place in the present, and instead of Koho, you play as the titular Momo. The story this time around is that some mischievous demons have stolen an artifact called the Black Bell from the fairies, and in bringing it, have summoned a whole horde of demons to wreak chaos. As a priestess, Momo's task is to restore the balance, find the bell, and defeat any monsters that block her path. Thankfully, things get a bit more complicated as the story progresses, and Momo quickly finds herself confronted by a mission with no less than the fate of the world at stake. As much as I enjoyed, Kenny was right when he noted that the story wasn't strangely sweet. Throughout, I'll be hard-pressed to say this adventure is story-heavy. There is much more of it that presents through interaction with a variety of characters. Here, the story actually does a wonderful job of matching the mournful yet soundtrack of the game. I felt actually sadness when Momo came across scenes of violence and destruction, and I wanted to help her put things right, which is important in a great Metroidvania. But what's even more important is how the game actually plays. I am happy to say this adventure plays like a dream. Momo plays a lot like Koho, meaning she's armed with a magical leaf as her primary weapon, but can also start firing arrows off at a moment's notice. Her dodge roll is also a little lifesaver and often the thing that will save you from premature death. There's also a stamina meter that affects how often you can do things like dodge roll and firing arrows, or how long Momo can run before needing to take a break. I don't always like the use of stamina in games, but it's implemented very well here. It forces you to play more strategically and time your movement accordingly. I especially appreciate how accomplishing a perfect dodge fully refills Momo's stamina. One way Moonlight Farewell itself is through the use of mana and sigils. Instead of healing item you have to carry around, Momo is armed with a magical bell she can ring so long as she has enough mana. Doing so will heal her, and later on the bell can be upgraded to damage nearby foes whenever it's rung. You can also fully recover by ringing a stationary bell at save point shrines or pray at them to get progressive healing for a short period of time. Then there is the sigils. These powerful magical cards are scattered all across the world of the game, and once found you can attune them, essentially equipping them and gaining enhanced properties. An early sigil fires a gust of wind from all of your leaf attacks. One may carry deal more damage, another automatically gather lunar crystals and plenty more. My loadout for much of the game was the wind just gather lunar crystal and healing whenever I picked up crystal up. You also encounter magical creatures called companions. You can only equip one of them at a time, and they are split between 3 different varieties: Healer, Explorer, and Brave. Healer provides magical stones to replenish your mana. Explorer will search for and reward Momo with lunar crystals, and Brave actually attacks your foes alongside you. There is a lot of different companions for each time, and many only really confusion was within the same category. The power screen doesn't go a great job for explaining nuance other than how the three types vary, but I suppose the developer simply wants to encourage the player to try everything and see what sticks, which is sort of an ongoing game theme in my experience. There are also plenty of Sigals you can find as you explore the map. Besides this, so there are also a character named Gereza, who lets you buy more Sigals, and by bonding with her, you'll unlock an even great variety. Also, as fan of cats, I'm really happy to recognize a love for all things feeling in Moonlit Farewell. Not only is there a Steam achievement for petting every cat you can find, but there are some cat characters such as Fat Grimalkin who will eagerly transport you around the world map, not to mention some memorable feeling boss fights. Honestly, I had much more fun with Momodora Moonlit Farewell than I expected. If you're at any final entry in a great indie series. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.